let's get into what worked. Kick us off there, Bado.
For me, what worked about the movie was I liked the story of the movie. I think that was like, fleshed out a little bit more. There were some things that they should have fleshed out a bit more that they didn't. Um, yeah, i.e. the bloody what's his face, Bashir's character just dying. He's dead now. He's dead.
Badly.
And them being just so open about it. Anyway, I like that it was a bit more vicious, this movie, compared to the last one. There were more kills, I noticed. I think she only really gets those first two nuns at the start of that first movie. And then it's not too many after that. Like,
No, it's not.
the body count isn't that high. This is
Yeah.
like rookie numbers. She needs to pump that shit up. She can't be in, like, there's no Voorhees or anything like that. Like,
No.
no, I want them numbers all the way up there, friend. I want them kills, son. I want them kills. But then again, Valak really isn't that sort of demon. Anyway, that was great. The way it was shot, very nice. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, for me, definitely the cinematography, those storytelling sort of shots, the production design. From a technical point of view, this shit just worked. It looked nice. It looked rich. They weren't like fucking around, like, adding some green screen here. It sort of looked like they built the whole set. You know what I mean?
Didn't look cheap.
No, it didn't.
The first one looks cheap, God.
It does.
Why does the first one look so cheap?
I don't know. I think because they were shooting on a much smaller budget than what we got here. That first one was shot
22 million
I think
for the
it
first
was
Nun movie.
like sub 50 mil, but grossed over $365 million.
Yeah, well,
That's why the. Yeah.
I would have
I'm not
given
too
it
sure.
24 for that. For
They
the
haven't
next
given
one.
any like proper
Yeah.
numbers for the Nun II, but
They
they're saying
obviously
it's between
gave them a little
35
bit
and
more
40
than
million
50.
for this one.
You know what I mean? You kind of seen it on screen. Okay, so it's still sub 50. Okay. They did it right then. If they had like dropped in 100 million in this film, I would be like expecting some Avengers level threat from Valak. You know what I mean? And just on Valak, I thought the way that they blended her, there's some cool sequences. Mainly the one that stood out for me was that newsstand one.
Yes.
She's chasing this boy because she wants answers from the kid, right? She's chasing this boy and she goes down this alley and then it's this newsstand and then the magazine's pages just start flipping. And then it starts forming like Valak's silhouette and then Valak just appears out of nowhere. I didn't get scared by the scare, but I thought the way that they kind of set that up was really, really nice and sort of it was a bit more of a longer sort of drawn out scare, which is more than the rest of the movie. The scares that they kind of give you are a little bit cheaper. But we'll get into that.
Long. The scare was a bit long. Like,
yeah.
We could tell what was coming. Like,
yeah.
Giddy up. Like, let's go.
Let's fucking move it.
Yeah.
But also the school wall. I thought that was cool as well. Where in the darkness it's her, but when the light hits it, it's like just the fucked up sort of unfinished, unpainted wall that's kind of there. There's a lot you can do with a triangular shaped. You know what I mean? Like they had that bitch like looking like a mountain at one point.
Yeah, true.
And the other aspect that was cool was the music. So the first one, the music was a bit sort of, I think it was a bit more sort of genre leaning into the more older school, cheaper sort of horror movies. Whereas this one felt a bit more
Was there
grandeur
a lot of organ
and
play? No pun intended?
A bit, like it was a bit more sprawling.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of the themes, but what I can remember is that it fit the picture a lot better than what the first one did.
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of organ play, and sort of more the pensive piano.
And his pouring his soul into
Beautiful
that
darkest
song.
fantasy
Big
was playing.
cries.
Kanye just comes out.
Fuck. That's why he can see colors.
Why does it sound like he was deaf at that?
Can you imagine if it came out that
you
he
can't
was
reveal
like
it
he's
like
just
some
been
Book of
deaf
Eli
this whole
shit? How he's
time?
just laying there in the washed robe retelling
That's
the
all- that's all-
Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, see the music. Yeah, that'd be wild. And he was just feeling the vibrations of the music.
Yeah.
That's that idiot savant sort of shit. That just like.
Freshly shaved, sir. Pause.
All right, let's move into what didn't work.
Hmm.
What didn't work for you?
What didn't work was they use Valak the exact same way every single fucking time. Give me something new. The end was new, but I didn't like that. I don't want to see a giant Valak.
Yeah. They're getting into that shit.
Like,
That
why?
Avengers level threat.
Yeah. Why make her a monster? She's a demon already. I don't need her to get bigger. I don't need her to do all that other nonsense. She's already a demon. She's scary as fuck. What's his face? I don't need any of that. Just the way that they use her, the fucking hand thing all the time. Every fucking time.
Play it out now, Chavez.
Badly. Like, that's like she was playing her greatest hits. You know what I mean? What are we doing? There was that. Some of the performances. My God. I saw Thaisa Farmiga, bloody what's his face, scream Sophie, like her life depended on it. Sophie. Fuck, we were laughing in the cinema, and everyone was so serious. Yeah. And the other stuff, that guy was just there to be a puppet and to connect the first two films.
Yeah. And the larger universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Frenchie?
Yeah.
That accent was strong in the first 15 minutes of that first one. And then I think he just got the direction, just go, just fuck the accent. let's just give the audience like just the shit. Because that accent's just gone. And it's disappeared for the entirety of this movie where he just
What is his name?
Jonas Bloquet.
So he's French.
French Canadian.
Yeah, right. That fake French.
Yeah. Oh. That's those fucking like jabs at them Caddick's gonna come for you. Pause.
Part of the Commonwealth. We were allowed to. We're supposed to. We're playing them in rugby soon. Fuck them.
You're my mortal enemy.
For the next 2 months.
Oh fuck. I miss Roas and the crew. So the movie is still very much jump scare the fucking movie. They can't like we talked about 2 scares that they sort of build up in the movie, but other than that, it's like they wait around and then they do the jump scare and then they get Valak to like roar some shit.
Yeah.
It's like this isn't Jurassic Park, motherfucker. Like I need the hit.
Like T-Rex.
Yeah. Really, like the only way she communicates is through the roar. And I always can't get with it because whenever she roars, it's like and then the blood-soaked teeth, and she looks like Art the Clown from Terrifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just wasn't violent. Like
100%.
They don't. they make little attempts at the sort of mood and the atmosphere, but they don't follow it through and imbue it through the whole fucking movie because they don't want to make that sort of horror movie.
The first Conjuring movie was that sort of horror movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like very atmospheric, very what's his face. That there were no jump scares, and when it's scared, it was fucking scary.
Yeah.
Like I'm still scared to watch The Conjuring like alone to this day.
Big time. Yeah. 1 and 2 got my fucking number every time. As soon as it hits 5:30, I was just like, rules those movies right out.
Say goodbye. There used to be your name there. There used to be
like you were saying, you know, the thing that pissed you off with Damien Bashir is just like, I'm not turning up for this one. Write me out. Because which I think maybe he said, nah, I'm good because he was doing that show, Let the Right One In. And he kind of just went, I got better things to do.
What a nefarious he
In this
sounds.
instance, he maybe should have chosen the movie because that one got cancelled, unfortunately. But the way that they they kind of wrote him out was just like, he's got cholera. Let's say no more of this. But it felt like the church was the villain.
Yeah.
It felt like there's a plot line missing here, and I don't know if Chavez is going to come out and kind of say, yes, you are correct. But
you'll see my Chavez cut.
My uncircumcised.
I know. All right, mate.
The full hood.
I know. The joke's over now. It's over 2 years now, champion. Take it easy.
But yeah, it felt like there was a plot where the church was like basically using Valor to do their bidding. Why the fuck would you let the So Frenchie run around for this long? It doesn't take a genius to link this O. You know what I mean? But yeah, and they were acting evil, but then they don't follow it up. There's no return at the end to, hey, I did this, and then that Pope or Cardinal or whatever is like, very good, my dear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
None of that shit.
That mustache.
Yeah.
I would like it. That to me is a better story if the church was behind this the whole time.
Yeah.
For me, that sort of makes sense. A better story. You could play it better in the what's his face.
Because there's nothing better in a religious movie than someone having their faith tested. That's why Karis in The Exorcist is so fucking like that. That's why that plays out so well. They try to do it in The Exorcist at the beginning, and it doesn't hit the same notes. But when he's confronted with the love of his mother in that room, like what does that do to a man who's got all of his faith in God? For a religious movie, they don't get into any of that shit. There's no faith being tested. It's just, we need to go James Bond style. And they're just chasing these O's down.
You know, it's funny because we watched we saw the trailer for Believe before the movie. Yeah, it actually played. And the only thing I could think of from that whole, while we're watching this movie is, you got any extra money for a old altar boy father? Like that's the only thing I could hear. With the Karis thing as well, is that Karis sort of regains his faith once he sees what's his face dead. Spoilers. Movie came out in 1973. You should have fucking seen it already. What's his face? When he sees May I dead. And he's like, no, fuck this. If this demon can do that to like this priest, like because he was basically the equalizer. If you can do it to that priest, nah, I got to do something here.
Yeah, but he struggles with it for the whole movie.
The whole time.
The
whole time. He's already at the start. You don't know if his mother's what he's seeing is a flashback, or if his mother's dead already, or what's sort of happening, because it looks like it's out of context, out of sequence. That whole movie. I don't know why we're talking about The Exorcist.
I know it's derailed, but I think I think it's relevant.
Yeah.
I'll allow it
this time. But yeah, the what's his face? He's already talking to that other priest that you see right at the end, the other younger priest, about, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm ready to give up. I don't believe in this anymore. Like he's already there.
No,
but he just needs that little push, and it's weird because what's his face, Pazuzu, could have given him just that little push, but didn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just weird that he would have been able to see all that and experience all that, what he's going through, and
Father Marin,
the mother dying and all that sort of stuff. But he just pushed too hard with killing, Father May I. May I. It's May I and the Repossessed.
It's funny you mentioned Exorcist, because I was really hoping that that Seventh Day movie with Guy Pearce
pushed too hard. I think if Pazuzu actually played his cards right and just waited out,
crisis in his faith when he was going through that, but then he was just an exorcist. No, he was a priest in there as well. Either way, that movie just bombed when it came out.
Yeah, Marin. We were way off.
Yeah. Damn Leslie Nielsen.
It's so effective.
Sound like when Pedro does it. It's me.
Yeah,
Mark.
I think Dave said it best after the movie that The Pope's Exorcist is probably the best exorcism movie this year.
Yeah,
better than The Nun II.
That come out this year? Did come out this year? Start of the year already? Yeah. You can see why they greenlit a sequel for that one straight away. Like that,
man. Yeah,
it was just great.
It's a me, a Father Amoth.
Amadio.
Shit. This movie also felt really long. Like that original is 96 minutes done. Done. And that felt long enough. But at an hour 50, who the fuck are they kidding? I don't know why this was sort of greenlit, but it feels like it's 15, 20 minutes way too long.
Right.
The investigation leading up to that final sort of end sequence is a bit slow paced. And that's the thing that just drags on, and they don't even use it for character development.
They were sprinting. Dun, 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 and then stopped. And then did that sequence. And that sequence feels like it's bloody half an hour, 45 minutes long. It's not.
Yeah.
I think it's only 10 minutes or 12 minutes max. Right? That end bit is 50 minutes long.
Yeah. It was a long end bit.
It's too long.
Yeah, it was. There was too many elements in that end bit. I found that goat thing didn't need that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Goat.
But just for my last point, it was because they had Storm Reed in there. And watching the movie now, I don't even know why the fuck she was in there in the first place. She didn't add anything. Storm Reed's the other sister. Yeah, Deborah. They didn't even give her a last name. But she was just in there as a plot device to move her to the next thing, so they can do multiple things and showcase multiple different set pieces for that end bit.
Yeah.
But had they kept it nice, short, concise, and focused on just Valak, I think that would have been a lot more effective in just showcasing the horror of it all. You're facing this motherfucker down. Don't go she's created other entities now. Mate, this isn't fucking Goosebumps.
That's what I mean. Like this, to be honest.
You already did that in fucking Annabelle Comes Home.
Do they do that
David
in
F.
Annabelle
Sambo.
Comes Home?
Mate, Annabelle Comes Home is a full-on episode of Goosebumps.
Yeah, right.
Trash.
No wonder I didn't watch that movie.
Yeah.
Complete with
werewolf.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I was a teenage werewolf. What's his face? So does that... But how do they get it right on the third one, then? Supposedly that third Annabelle movie is next level.
The Annabelle Comes Home is the third one. The second one is Annabelle Creation.
Second one, sorry.
Yeah. That's directed by that Lights Out-o and Shazamo. David...
yeah. Sabo.
Yeah. So he did that. Yeah. That one's supposed to be good. I want to watch that one, actually. But as well as Storm Reid, the convenience doesn't end there. The eyes, like that Saint Lucia is there, and then the eyes become a thing that they have to get, and then they fuck all that up. But then when she's in France and she's like, someone might be able to assist us. I've got a contact in the library.
Yeah.
Okay, now
the Vatican Library.
I have become OP.
But they hadn't set that connection up at all, which is fine. Like, I was going to forgive all that, right? But then the biggest fucking plot contrivance bullshit out there was that Sister Irene had the power all along. Who would have fucking thought that she was a descendant of the late, great Saint Lucia? Get the fuck out of here, man. Like, that's convenience on another level. That's like, yeah, well, I got God mode on. You just mow all these O's down.
Hang 'em high rockets, my friend. That's what we're doing. Bad.
Because then...
Jesus. Can you imagine?
Because what they do by just making her part of the lineage of the saint that just couldn't die, so they had to like fucking put out her eyes and shit, is now the power and the sort of the courage doesn't come from within. It's just inbuilt in this character.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Without even trying. She has that fucking Creed on the mat moment where she's like, I'm out. I gotta give in. And
Good.
But
how does this work now? Because she would have to do some fucking, if you know what I mean. Because obviously
her, I guess.
Vera Farmiga's character is obviously a descendant.
Nah, can't be the descendant, unfortunately, because of that mid-credit sequence. Like they calling them in 56.
Yeah, but like, is you sure she's not a descendant?
They pull that bullshit out next Conjuring.
I'm telling you. That's why they've got the girl, her daughter playing the what's his face?
Her sister.
Her sister playing the younger version. And that's why it sort of feeds into why Valak is after her and showed up in her home and all that sort of stuff.
Why do I feel like Sister Irene's going to show up in this last Conjuring?
Oh, you know it is. Close the loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone just dies.
Yeah.
If she turns that crucifix on herself, it's just walking out. That's it.
I see it ending like her somehow. Maybe there's a Nun 3 or something, and she like does banish Valak, but becomes Valak. Becomes what's his face by Valak, and then somehow conjures her. Conjuring 4.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was Vera Farmiga as the nun, but not. It's obviously not now. You've seen Bonnie Yerens. Yeah, I think like that's the shit that didn't work. Second last piece. What was the moment liked or hated the movie? Like, what was the deciding fucking moment for you?
The moment I liked it was basically from the start. I really liked that setup. I really thought she was going to pop out of the what's his face in front of the kid. I liked that they set up like you knew where she was and all that sort of stuff, and they still made a scare come out of it. From that black room where you'd expect it to come from, but you'd always think, oh no, it's going to come from the front because it keeps going front to back like that. I like that. I love the priest on fire burning. It looked unbelievable. What's his face? The moment I hated the movie was when they took 20 minutes for those fucking pages to flip in the what's his face, and for how long it took for them to actually end it. It's like they had a beginning and an end for this movie, and they didn't know what to shoot in the middle.
Yeah. I think for me, like overall, I didn't like the movie. Right? But it's not hate. I think for me, I think this achieves the worst outcome for a movie ever, is that it's middle of the road.
Unforgettable.
I am so indifferent to this movie, to this franchise as a whole, the Nun franchise and the Annabelle franchise. It's just middle of the road, and it doesn't tick either way on my Richter scale. And I was just like, I come out of there and go, yeah, that was a movie, I guess. The moment that I really sort of leaned into, like, this can come and go, whatever, is they give Frenchie more character development in the start of this movie than they ever sort of allow Sister Irene to get. And if she's your main, like, what the hell are you doing? As soon as they set her off in that adventure and there's nothing more in there than that, it's just, like, Oz is just like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, none of the scares were hitting as much. Nice, sort of the way that they looked and whatnot, but Oz just wasn't feeling it. Yeah, Oz wants to end off on just a little bit of tea. A little bit of tea for the Tiller man to go with your dessert. You know what I mean? Tolly will be the next episode. Tell us what these little bits of slangs is. So Bonnie Aarons, who plays the nun, is suing WB, New Line, and Scope Productions. So she's alleging that she was promised a pro rata share of 5% of 50% of the gross receipts from the licensing, merchandising rights, but she apparently never got it. So for the first movie, she was paid
get some spicy individuals out
just
there,
over $70K for the role, and then she made $175K in bonuses tied to the film's success. So what she's saying is that they're obscuring and hiding the true amount of what Bonnie Aaron should have been paid for the merchandising revenues. And the wild thing is that when Oz looked into what they're making in terms of merchandise, toys, dolls, decorations,
what's the Halloween? That makes sense.
True. Pins, jewelry, t-shirts, which is all normal, socks, normal, bedding. Who the fuck wants a nun bed suite and bed sheets and whatnot? This is the wildest shit ever. Those would never. I could never fucking get it.
The fucking mirror on the ceiling.
Yeah, fuck all that. I am not fucking with that at all. Yeah, costumes, drinkware, and posters, all using Miss Aaron's likeness. Now, I would say that they could probably recast her and whatnot, right? But then Peter Safran comes into the fucking fray, and he's like, no one else could do this role. the geography of Bonnie Aaron's face is the thing that sold it to us that she is the only one that can play this role. So she's tied to the role. It's indelible, the mark that she's made on the franchise. So they need her. Absolutely. And if that's the case, if they need her and she's your star fucking player, you better fucking pay up WB, New Line, and Scope Productions. Because Izzo's is skating. Like, how many times have we got to fucking hear? Like, last time it was that Dado not getting paid.
Them shits were seasonal too. Remember that Christmas Darth Vader that came
they're not
out?
cutting out checks for the fucking merchandise. Like, they're using people.
We know how lucrative that fucking merchandise is.
Yeah.
George Lucas bankrolled fucking Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi off the fucking off the profits of merchandise from just one Star Wars movie. And now I've got this other movie coming out that's coming out like in the next 2 years that's going to have Tauntauns. It's going to have Yoda. It's going to have fucking Luke with an arm, Luke without an arm, Leia, all that shit. You know how much money that man has?
Oof. Yeah. And them toys stayed sold out. Like, you put your name on a list when they came back in stock. Wild shit.
Yes.
And the rebuy, the resale value out there on the market now as well for those items, mate.
And then the third film hits and you got Ewoks, and people is just going crazy.
Yeah. You know there was O's. There was O's that had like the little teddy bear Ewok style.
Oh, yeah.
The bed covers for Ewoks would have been wild as well.
Yeah.
It's a money printing machine. That's what WB have right now with this franchise as well, is a money printing machine.
Especially if they can make a movie that looks this good for that amount of money. Yeah. They're laughing.
Yeah. Gotta hit him. Aaron's gotta hit him with the fuck you pay me's.
Yeah. I wish WB would do this for not just horror, but like little action films. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
$22 million. There you go. Oh. Get it done.
Don't need no $33 million.
No.
Action movies should start at $10 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, Bloodsport made over $100 million at the box office.
That's wild, eh?
They made that shit for like $8 million, if that.
Yeah.
Because it was, what's his face? Canon. You know how notorious they are about cutting budgets.
Fucking hell. Canon was wild that way.
They were wild boys. Yeah,
Canon was doing
Christopher
something
Reeve,
dirty as shit.
We want you for this movie, and you'll be a cop in there, but we won't shoot that yet. We want you to shoot Superman. All right, cool. So the budget's set for what we want to do for the film, $44 million. Yep, no worries. First day of shooting, sorry, fellas. We've only got $30 million to shoot your whole fucking movie after we agreed to everything.
Yeah.
Wild boys.
Electric Boogaloo?
They were also the O's that were just like, that's not working over there. We're going to cancel that movie and we're going to move that budget over here to you, Cyborg. And you can also use the sets.
Oh, yeah, but you know what's crazy is that it wasn't just Cyborg. Hey, missing in action. Let's use some of these Cyborg sets.
Was Electric Boogaloo?
It's just wild shit.
The wild untold story of canon films.
It was Spider-Man sets, weren't they? Or was that Master of the Universe 2 sets?
No. They were Spider-Man sets. And then they couldn't get the rights to Spider-Man. And then they just said, fuck it. Albert Pune, you're already going to be directing. You're directing this now.
Fucking hell. There's a Mad Doco on that. What's that doco called? The canon one?
I don't remember. It's like Menahem and Globus or something like that, and then it's got a caption. Yeah.
But I think that one's on Shudder as well, eh?
Yeah. But those guys, I mean, they created action cinema. What we think of action cinema is they created it. American Ninja, all that sort of stuff. They created that shit, man.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have JCVD without them. So thank you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Fire.
That's the one to check out. But that's what I wanted to say. I didn't get a chance, but thank you for prompting me. What I wanted to say was that, like, as much as I kind of feel middle of the road about this movie, I remember like Ebert and Roper just destroying movies back in the day, and it'd be movies that we end up loving.
Oh, yeah.
As much as, like, yeah, I've got all these sort of takes and whatnot, there is an audience out there that'll eat this shit up. And I was just like happy for those people to fucking like live in their bliss.
For me, I bank on the people coming out to watch it at the movies, because then these same producers and whatnot, they find out what's wrong. They get to figure it out on the next turn. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they knew. Look at Expendables, B. Look at the marketing push for Expendables 4. We heard what you've been saying. Can you make the Expendables 4 R-rated again? This needs to be R-rated. I want to see fucking heads blown up. Like, they're listening. They obviously knew they fucked up.
Yeah. And they hit him with that Say Less trailer.
Yeah. Say less. I love it.
Oh, shit. All right. That is a wrap.